Good evening. One Nation is making a play for younger voters in Western Australia. In the WAMA News exclusive, One Nation's WA leader and MLC Rod Caddies reveals the party will launch a Young Nation branch in March, targeting housing affordability, education cost and cost of living pressures as key concerns driving youth engagement. I spoke with Caddies earlier.
Yeah, well, we've started the Young One Nations and they're having their launch on March the 7th. Lots of young people have been approaching myself and many other people in the party about getting involved. They've obviously, you know, the polls do show us climbing in that area. We are attracting more and more young people. Obviously, we've got a lot more of the older people and working class, but a lot of young people are coming through wanting to join our party.
But then the specific focus are definitely bread and butter issues, right?
Oh, for sure. I think it's about, I think it's trying to discuss important issues like housing and education and the issues that are going to affect their lives moving forward at their age. You know, because it's all well and good talking the big sort of issues that will sort of affect everybody, but what is it that affects young people? What is it in their future that they need to be talking about to make sure that they're going to be moving through their life, having opportunity, having that dream of owning your home, being able to get married, have children. I know my young daughter, she's 22. She was adamant she wanted children very young. She's sort of saying to me like by 25. But having discussions now, she's going, oh, Dad, I sort of can't afford a house right now. I can't. My partner and I, we're going to struggle. We're saving a lot of money, but it's just, you know, when you've got $1 million houses now sort of as the norm, it's a pretty daunting sort of thing to go back to one income and then have children, you know, having one income and having to pay off a mortgage. So,
how will Young Nation contribute to the overall One Nation policy and everything? Will they have a substantial say?
I wouldn't say you'd say substantial. I don't think anyone really has substantial in when you're getting together in groups. You know, they'll come up with ideas. You can't always believe that you know best. Young people are living in a world that we didn't live in. We all grow up through different, sort of periods of our life. Myself, in my 50s is very different to someone at 20, and it's very different to someone who's 70 or 80. We've lived through different things and we have different ideas, and we're coping in a different world. You know, what they're tackling is very different than what I'd be tackling. So
how will they contribute to One Nation overall in a policy-wise, or state level? Let's look at the state level itself.
Okay, so for me, I'll be working closely with that group, directly connected. I'll try to roll up some of the events that they want me there. You know, I'm not going to be there at all the young people's events, but I'll attend when they want me to be there. I'll try to make myself available so that they'll be directly feeding back to myself and the state executive things of concern to them as young people, so that we can, I'm a member of parliament, I'm the state leader, I'll be able to take that on board and understand and have them, imparting their knowledge on me as a young person.
Are you expecting there to be major positive outcomes? How it's going to be competing with other parties on the young branches? What will be the key difference, and how different when it comes to the political vibrancy of ideas?
Well, I guess you need to look at where we are in the political landscape, just in, ourselves and the other two tired old parties that have been around. You can talk about them and their young groups, but where has it led us to? Where are we today with them two old parties leading the way? They're young people that were in them young groups are now members of parliament, some of them, and what are they doing for this nation that has helped all these young people? Where are we as a nation? How many young people can afford to get in a home? How many people, like the amount of money we waste in this country, our uni students shouldn't even have to pay to go to university. That should be, that amount of money that is wasted could have, really at least subsidised that university for them. We talk about HECS and all these things, and people are worried about paying back money to get a degree. Well, don't you think education's that important, that these governments are wasting so much money? Why don't they pile some of that money into our young people and help them so that they don't have the pressures of having to work while trying to study, and, like whether you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever it may be. It's hard work. Education isn't easy. So when you're having to also worry about how you're going to earn money to pay where you're going to live, or I think it's a bad thing. I think our government could have looked after them a lot better.